Shalom Israel. I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to our apostles and elders at GMS, and salutations to the brothers doing this work in sincerity and truth. I want to get into a quick topic about who were the Gentiles that Paul went to. Going to try to make this quick. I don't want to take too long with it. Now, with Alpha and Omega Ministries, their claim is that the Gentiles were talking about the other nations. But wait a minute. When you go to the book of Malachi, and then from the Old Testament, and then you go to the New Testament, there's a missing link there. There's hundreds of years that are missing between the book of Malachi, which is the last writing prophet, and when you go into the book of Matthews. Now, we're going to fill in that link with history. So now, the problem with these people is that they're not taught history. They're taught white supremacy. Okay? So now we're going to get into a little bit of history. This is First Maccabees 1, verse 1. And it happened after that, Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, and smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, and he reigned in his stead in the first over Greece. Now, when you get the understanding of what was going on at this point in time, is where the Persians were ruling at the time of Malachi. So now, maybe about 100 years afterwards was when this has taken place. So now we're going to read on. And made many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth. It say, and through the ends of the earth, and took spoils of many nations, insomuch the earth was quiet before him, whereupon he was exalted and his heart was lifted up. Okay, now basically, what they're saying is that, a lot of people don't want to accept the Apocrypha, but that is a major part of history that is in these books. Okay, so now you cannot run around with 2/3 of the book and say you got the truth. Okay, all right, we're gonna eat this whole row. All right, now I'm gonna make it quick. I'm gonna just keep jumping down. All right, gonna jump down to verse 10. And when he came, and there came out of him a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been hostage at Rome when he reigned there 130 in the 7th year in the kingdom of the Greeks. Now, the kingdom was divided into four of Alexander's generals when he died. The Ptolemy, the Antagonist, the Cassander, and Lasamias, which was ultimately later dissolved into the Ptolemaic and Seleucid dynasty. So now here's this wicked root, Antiochus. I believe he was the fourth. Slack if I got that wrong, but I believe he was the Antiochus the fourth, which is in this time. We're going to read on. This is verse 11. In those days went out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen, that they round about us, for since we departed from them, we have much sorrow. So this device pleased them well. So now you had the wicked men of Israel that wanted to make a covenant with them. So now, basically, this time was really the Hellenistic period of the Jews. Okay? Because when they took over these lands, right, we're going to go into it. I'm going to jump down. Now, brothers can read it for themselves, though. But like I said, this is what they don't want to face. Now, all these atrocities that went on during this period of time, you don't want to include that. Okay, so now you cannot get understanding of the New Testament without this history. Okay, how are you going to understand the book of Daniel without this coming to pass? without even acknowledging this. Okay? Now, we're going to go down to, jump down to 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and that everyone leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to this religion, and sacrificed unto idols, and profaned the Sabbath. Okay? For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land. I'm going to jump down. Verse 50. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said, should die. Now, this is what was the decree that was put upon our people in the land. Now, mind you, prior to this kingdom, you had the Persians that were set up. Now, they had 127 provinces now. Even though we had some of our people come back from exile back into the land, you still had the dispersed that were among those 127 provinces that the Greeks overtook. Okay? Now, we're going to get into this here. Okay? Salakia. Let me go to Acts 6:1. Now, I did a parallel with the NIV and the King James. Okay? Verse 1. In those days, when the number of disciples were increasing, the Hellenistic Jews among them complained about the Hebraic Jews, because their widows were overlooked in the daily of their distribution of food. Okay? So now we're going to go ahead and go into the blue letter, which is what we use, whether you accept it or not. And you go to Hellenistic Jews, which is Hellenists, one who imitates the manners and customs or the worship of the Greek and use of the Greek tongue. We're going to go down to B. Used in the New Testament of Jews born in foreign lands speaking Greek. Okay, so this is what took place during the Hellenistic period. Okay, and the Hellenistic period was no more than Greek colonization. Okay, when you go into the history. Okay, Hellenistic Jews. The Hebrews were Jewish Christians who spoke exclusively Aramaic, which is Hebrew, and the Hellenists were also Jewish Christians whose mother tongue was Greek. They were Greek-speaking Jews of the diaspora who returned to settle to Jerusalem. Okay, now you still got to even with these so-called what do you call this guy? James White and Post Malone, Vocab Malone, whatever your name is. Okay, you got to even wrap your head around the Jews were Christians. Okay, so now I'll get into that topic at another time though, but we want to finish off here. This is St. John, Slovakia. Seven, and we're going to jump down to 35. I still have the parallel going on with the NIV and the KJV. Okay, now I want to just focus on what the NIV says. This is verse 35. And the Jews said to one another, where does this man intend to go that we cannot find him? Will he go where our people live scattered among the Greeks and teach the Greeks? Okay, so now they're making a distinction here. It's saying, will we go to our people that live scattered among the Greeks to teach the Greeks? Okay, so now This is what happened. This is the missing link, that you have to have that apocrypha, okay, to link in that Old Testament into the New Testament, okay? So then you know what the hell is going on in the New Testament, okay? You cannot know what's going on in the New Testament without really going into that history, okay? And with that, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, double honors to apostles and elders at GMS, and salutations to the Akim out there pushing this word in sincerity and truth. And with that, Shalom.